Hi everybody, happy Wednesday afternoon. Today is that day where the alarm sounded a little less than an hour ago. Did it scare the wits out of everybody? It's like, even though you know it's coming, yeah, good Lord. Okay, so today I have a bunch of cards I want to make with you, but first I just want to run through really quick the I Want Candy special and show you what I have been doing with it. Sorry, my sheet is all crooked here and it's driving me crazy, so I'm gonna fix that before I get started. How was your day? How's your day going? I have been running around like a maniac and I haven't had much time to craft lately. I'm assuming you're about the same way. You know, fall is here. Anyway, so I Want Candy is the Halloween special, and I didn't want to use it for Halloween because of the color scheme of it, even though it would be perfectly fine. But I like, you know, traditional black, orange, purples, that kind of thing. And so I made this fun card that has a glossy accent. It's like liquid glass on the pieces, and I used aluminum foil on there. I made this really cool Christmas card using that really fun holiday set that I showed you last week. And I also made this card, which I haven't shown you yet. It is an easel card. I just had some scraps left, and I used that Irresistibles paper that has sprinkles on it that makes it look like candy. And I had just a few stickers left, so I used up my cupcakes and my stickers, and I just thought this card was really cute. It's just a little easel card. And then I've been putting on cards that I've made and pages that I've made popping up just so you have posts of them in case you're not watching the videos. But you know, I'm turning my house this year into a candy house, so here is that layout that I'm going to use. And this is also Irresistibles. Irresistibles are fun, and this I just cut on the edge of the alphabet paper and cut the edges off and made it look like candy canes. I thought that was really fun. And then on my candy, I used glitter cardstock to cut little edges, just freehand, because I mean, they all look so different anyway. And then I put stickles on the sticker so it looks shimmery. I just thought that was kind of fun. And then of course, this layout of strips, I used up my excess paper, and it's hard to show because I have my camera kind of zoomed in, but I used more of the candies down at the bottom. I used up my puffy stickers by putting them in a strip, and then I used, this is sort of my plan for this layout. And this one I may use for Halloween. I'm not sure. That's why I put orange on it. And I used a lot of the Halloween-y paper on this one. And then this one is very Halloween-y, which I put in. It's interesting, you know, I posted this on the maker page. The maker page, you know, on a good day, you get, 50 to 80 people commenting. And on this one, I got like almost 200 people commenting on this page. So people really like that one. And this one had about 180. There's not a lot of people using the paper yet. It's like they're still on the other stuff in the catalog. And so I think seeing ideas with it really helps because, you know, what do you do if you're not sure? this is all I had left from the pack. And this one, I'm going to make more of those pop-up cards. You know, this is what I used as the background for those little cars. So I'm going to use that up. And this, I'm just not sure about. I don't know whether I will use all of this or purge it, just get rid of it. I'm not sure yet. So that's what I have left from I Want Candy. So if you want to see anything else, you'll have to buy it or search online. Or if you want me to search online, I can do that. As makers show things and you're not really sure, you know, what to do with it, or you want more ideas. Okay, so today I am showing you a layout sheet that Close to My Heart shared during convention. So only makers who went to convention got this pattern, and I feel a little bit weird sharing it. I mean, it's made to share, but I felt just a little bit weird sharing it on my Facebook page. So if you want this layout, just message me. I'll message it to you direct. You will have it. But I felt a little weird having it permanently posted. It's not my design, right? But basically what it does is it gives you pattern. It uses your pattern paper and cardstock to make 16 cards. And the reason that is so amazing is because, yes, you can use the Good Life paper and you can use this stamp set that it comes with, you know, this catalog, but I used it for other things too. So I want to share that with you. So basically what it does is it uses 3 sheets of pattern cardstock. And this pattern right here is like, you can tell it's the largest pattern that will show. So you want this one to be sort of your all over background pattern. And then this pattern, whenever you see a lot of these sizes like this, it usually goes behind like a stamped image or something. And so this one will not show as much. You don't want it to be a picture, for example. So you can see they used the gingham and the wood piece, and you can interchange them front and back since there's 2 different patterns you can pick. And then this one you can tell is an accent piece because look at all the strips and stripes. And so they used that kind of stripy, what I think of as metal stripe piece, and with the back as that. Now, let me show you. Then there's 3 sheets of cardstock, a dark, a medium, and a light. And you can pick whatever colors you want. They used Harbor, Toffee, and Mist. And then a piece of white. And this is basically the piece that you're stamping on. So I didn't even cut that out of the cards that I made because I figured I would cut that as I go and depending on what I use. And then it shows you how to put them together and an example of the card. So let me show you the cards. This one we got journey colored gems to put on them too. And so I'll just show you each of the cards in no particular order. So this one right here is basically, what I did was I made one and then I put the parts and pieces to make the others in here so that we could make them together. And so when you cut your parts and pieces apart, you make piles for card 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4 designs. And then I just sorted them into the card basis like this so that anytime I had time or just wanted something mindless to do, I could, you know, do that while watching TV or whatever. So on this one, for example, they used the brown as the base, and then the mist cardstock strip and that metal strip, and then this is together with your image. So, moose. And so the other thing, the technique that they used on every card, I'm going to show it a little sideways. I hope you can see it, but they roughed up and inked up edges of the image cards. You can kind of see it there. And that way, you know, it just adds a little something. A lot of ink. A lot of ink. Hold on. One second. Moose. That's enough. Come on. Shut the door. Come on. Come on. You don't need to be barking at the neighbors. Believe it or not, that's Moose's come hither voice. He sees the neighbors across the street and he's like, come on, let's play. Okay, so if I flip it over, I get a whole, you know, different look like this. And you can pick, you know, which way you like it the best, or make two one way and two another, or make all four different, because by the time you, you know, add like, maybe you use a different color cardstock, or you use the light side or the dark side or whatever. You change it up and your cards can look just a little bit different each time. Okay. So, for example, there's one card, and then I could stamp words across here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, you know, across the bottom and top. Or I could do an image or a lined image, anything. This is just the little wheat stamp stamped over and over in a couple of colors. So you could do something like that. And then you can put your image on there. So there's card number 1. And I'm just going to put that back on the inside so it's ready to roll. And I like to put the one finished card that I have on the top so that I can see what is in, you know, that pack. Okay, the next one I want to show you is this one, which is really, it's my favorite. So it has basically, it looks like strips, but it's really not all strips. Let me show you. See, I already started putting another one together because I liked it so well. So on this one, you adhere a card base down. And if you look at this card, they've sponged ink onto the white card base, sponged ink around the edge of the wood piece, and sponged ink onto the white stamped image. So it's just, it really looks kind of, I don't know, rustic. I really like how it looks. You can make it without all that sponging like I did here. And you could even, you know, flip everything. If you don't want wood piece, you flip this over. If you don't want it to be, you know, gingham, although that really makes it stand out. It would be hard to give up the gingham, but you could use this. Now, underneath what they did, because this gingham piece takes the middle of the image, they have the mist stripe, and then I don't know where all my pieces are for that one. It's like everything fell out. And then they use the zip strip in little pieces. So you put one on each side of it. And then at the top, you have a strip that looks almost like washi. So that is how this card goes together. Some of my pieces fall out into my container because of the way I store it. So I have all of these in a container right here. Okay, so there's the second card, which I think is pretty incredible. The third card, so simple, you can look at it and see how it goes together. It's basically block, block, block with a strip, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And here I flipped this paper over to show the wood grain instead, and I flipped this piece over to show the brown. And that way, you know, you have options, different options, and you can decide if you want to use the dark side of mist or the light. I think either one looks great. Here's that strip that you'll just dovetail the edges. And then, you know, if you want to sponge ink like I did here, ta-da. And it just looks a little different when you start flipping pieces over. And so I just wanted to show you the possibilities for this cutout. And the Good Life paper is really amazing. So like if you bought the Good Life paper and you used it for a couple of layouts, you may still have 2 or 3 sheets left. You may still very well be able to make these cards and sorry, I had to take a drink. Okay, and come up with some ideas. Now, you may not want harvest cards, harvest blessings. That is definitely a Central Illinois or a Midwest kind of thing. But, you know, maybe you put your pumpkins on there, or that wicker basket with the basket with the apples, or, you know, maybe you have a leaf set where you just do fall leaves across it. It would be really great. The other thing, I just want to show you this one, when you, how it looks when you flip it. So here we have it finished the way Close to My Heart recommends. You have a, I'll move that out of the way a minute. You have your base, and they used the light side. So let's use the dark side, and let's see what we can come up with. For the brushed brown piece, let's flip it over and use gingham. And then instead of the brown dot, let's flip it over and use the stripe. And then instead of the stripe, we'll flip this one over and use it as brown. And you can see it gives you a different, it just gives you a different look, period, right? And then for this one, what they've done is they've taken the Harbor cardstock and torn it. And when you tear towards you, when you have a white core, it shows. And so they just tore the edges of 2 pieces like that. And love how that sticks out there. And then, you know, and then you put down your other pieces for your image or whatever. And you can use the little truck zip strip like washi if you want. If you don't, you don't have to. But this is just options for flipping over papers and how that cardstock will, or how that pattern will look. So today, I was like, okay, so these are great. I love them, and I've been using them with my fall stamp sets like crazy, because these colors are perfect for fall. They're perfect for masculine birthdays. These are great. And so I love them, and I don't mind having a stack of these kind of pre-cut, ready to throw together in a hurry, not all stamped with an image, because I could make Steve a birthday card and use a car image on here, for example, and it would look great. So I have this little stash. I'm ready to roll anytime. I have my gems with them as a color I don't have to keep those together. But you know, that is just one way to use this layout. Okay, one more time, I'm gonna show you this. When I use a different paper pack, what I want to keep in mind again is this pattern is an all over pattern, something that I would use for a background. Like this one out of Home for Christmas. The Home for Christmas has a lot of layouts. This one is an all over pattern, but the images are kind of big. And so I'm just going to go with this one, right? Now, the other pattern that they have, you saw how much gingham was on those cards. And this is what I'm using in replacement of gingham. And so it's going to be the color that pops the most. I think a little more of a solid than, you know, you don't want it to blend in the background. And I think this paper is perfect for that. The back side is that wood. It would work perfectly too. So I'm just going to use this for the third one, this for the second one. And then this one, you saw that stripe and the brown was used more as an accent on a lot of these cards. You know, there's an accent strip here and here. It's more of an accent strip here, an accent strip here. I mean, so on this card, you need an accent sort of color, and it needs to be kind of dark. And so I love the script. Now, the green will work great too. The thing about the script is you got to make sure when you put it in the trimmer to trim, most of the pieces are being used lengthwise. So you want to make sure to put this paper into your trimmer so that when you make your cuts, the writing will be the right direction. So these are three sheets that I used Home for Christmas to make cards. And when I used these three sheets and the zip strips, this is what I had. You know, I had this much left of those three, plus these, you know, it has 6 sheets in it, so I only used 3. So this is perfect for me to show you what I came up with using Home for Christmas. So here's one card. I'm going to show you each of the cards that I came up with. And these are great with this theme. This is so great. So for example, this one is this card. And this one is this card. This one is this card. See, I lose my pieces. And this one is this card. So let's go through them one at a time, and let me just show you how cool this idea is. So what I did with the Home for Christmas is I flipped the paper over, and on this one I made it sideways, because when I flipped this paper over, remember this one was the poinsettia all over print, but when I flipped it over, it had this cool fireplace scene, and I was like, well, there's the front of my card. I don't even have to add hardly anything to it. And so I made it sideways. No reason why it has to be vertical, right? So I put it on this direction, and I have little extra. I did not end up using, this had, instead of the little fence, I used the presents, and I just didn't like the presents going the wrong direction. So I substituted a different zip strip. Ta-da! Isn't that great? Now here's one vertical. And I used the green paper. Here's the presents going the right direction. Here is that plaid red, and this is mink cardstock. And then I used that cool December stamp. I meant to get that out to show you on a sec. You guys are probably like, yeah, you've shown us a million times. But this kind of all over stamp set, I used it several times because, you know, you could do, sorry, I have my little tag in there, little trees, you could do your December, you could do the little houses, the little holly berries. Okay, so that one's a good one. And I love the little Feeling Merry, and it just says December in there. So I used that whole stamp set, and I just think it looks adorable. And then here's another one that I did horizontal, and I used that Presents set where you stamp it, and then the die cut is the bow. With, these are the green gems. So cute. And I didn't add a main image because the main image just happened to happen when I cut my paper to make the card. And I have an extra one here that we could make together, but I'm not sure we need to make one together because you can kind of see how that goes. Sorry, I gotta put all these back together so they don't all falling out. So there's card one. Okay, let's do this one. This is that one that's just blocks of color. And here is what I came up with on here. So on this one, again, I turned it horizontal because my writing was going the wrong direction on this particular card. It works out on the other cards, but this one it didn't, and I loved it horizontal anyway. And then this Dear Santa Claus and Believe were stamps on the sticker sheets. You can see there are some big icon stickers that you could use on your cards. And that's what I did. And so that's a sticker. Talk about a fast card, but it's really cute. I think it needs a few gems. And then you can see my writing was sideways. So this one is horizontal, and I flipped the red over to be brown, and I really like the flowers there, the poinsettias. Here I flipped this around. I made, okay, the back of the writing is green. So I flipped those cards. I put this one on the bottom and this one on the top instead. And you can see how that will be. And here's the little, technically this goes sideways like that. And you could go ahead and do that. But I was thinking I might make this with the actual Merry Christmas or whatever and put it on the card instead. So it made a great blocked card, and you can fiddle with the papers as much as you want because you have them. You can, turn them around however you wish. Look at that one's kind of cute, just the way it is. Anyway, you get the drift, right? Okay. So there's card 2. Let me clip that back together. I love how that looks. And it makes, just imagine using this with any pattern pack you have. You have a bunch of Echo Park things or a bunch of, I don't know why I didn't clip that. I'm gonna clip that back together. I need to use my bigger clips. These little tiny clips kind of pinch my cardstock a little. Okay, there's that one. And here is what I came up with. So it's essentially the same. You can see instead of the brown, I used the poinsettia. Instead of the metal looking stripe, I used the wood. And instead of the brown stripe, I used the plaid. And I tore the edges to make the thing, and I didn't stamp on this at all. This is completely done with the sticker sheet. So this is the sticker from here, and Rejoice is the sticker from here. So I just thought that turned out really well, and how easy to have some card bases made up and ready. Now on this one, when I flipped the poinsettia paper over, this was the scene on it. And I'm like, oh, I love it. I'm just going to use that. That whole fireplace is right there. And I flipped this and this over onto the other side and use the opposite side. So there's that card. And this one turned out to be the mailbox. I loved it. And my fourth card, I really didn't look. And again, they're using zip strips, kind of like washi tape on these. So, let me show you like what I would do with this one, for example. Okay, so we have our base and we have this one. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to put this one down, and then we can either use the flowers or flip it over and use the tree. And let's just say we use the tree. That makes this a vertical card because all our images are vertical. And then you can choose which side. So you can use the plaid with the wood in the small or large, whichever you think looks better. So gosh, totally great either way. And I could do my Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays here. I could use a few of those stamped images. I think this one right here would look really cute right there. Maybe with the word joy. I mean, I probably wouldn't have to stamp anything on there. I have enough stickers. So this is a quick, easy way to make some cards. Now, I like elaborate cards for Christmas. I like pop-ups and interactives, and I like colored in, and I like fancy. But I don't send those cards to just everybody because, so many people, they get those cards and they just throw them in the trash at the end of Christmas. And then there's us crafters who love them so much. And we love the elaborate and gorgeous, and we might keep them forever. We may not, and it's okay if you don't. I'm no guilt. But if you do, I want you to know that I put some time and effort into it. But these cards are quick and easy, and these are ones that I would send like to my relatives or whatever with a photo inside. So this is this one. Remember, that's the one we made together that has the big brown stripe with the 2 stripes on top. It's very basic to put together. And on this one, I did wood grain, mink, and the plaid. And I did the same thing on this one, wood grain, mink, and plaid. And then this one, I stamped a message. I have those cute little presents cut out, and I used some gems. This one, I used entirely the sticker sheet. And so I used the banner pieces. I used the little wreath, their heart, and the Merry and Bright came off of here, right here as well. So it made a quick card. It's flat, it's not very dimensional. I put a few gems here between the banner pieces just because I felt like it needed a little something. I feel like it needs a little bling. And then this piece, I flipped the papers over, so we have, instead of the wood grain on the outside, we have the plaid on the, it's flipped. So I'll just do something different with that one. Not sure what. I may even make this one go up and down with that December, or with that tag. Oh, that'd be cute. Have the tag and the little postage like hanging from it. That'd be cute. I could even cut out one of the little mailboxes to put on there. See, ideas. Okay, anyway, this is a way to make a bunch of simple cards so that you have cards ready, and then you can spend the rest of your time. I made all of these cards to the point where I've got them done, so basically 2 each, It took me about an hour and 45 minutes to do all the cutting and just putting together. And then the only thing that really took me any time is when I started stamping, of course, you know, that adds a little extra. But if you have the bases already, the stickers are great, a great way to go. Look at that. Cool. So if you would like this pattern, please just let me know. I'll just message it to you, no questions asked. I just didn't want to post it permanently on my Facebook page. I felt a little weird taking something that was from convention that not all of the consultants even got, and putting it out there where people could, you know, copy and paste it really easy. I would much rather give it to you, and you know, if you share it with your friend or something, that's okay. But when you start spreading it all over, I don't want it to get back to me. Anyway, so this is a very cool card set for Christmas. I love the idea, and you can see I still have tons of stickers to use. I think I'm kind of to the point where I would have to add another image or something to some of these smaller ones. So, all right. That is using Home for Christmas to make cards, and I hope you love it. On Friday, I am going to be using the stencils to make some cards, just a couple. The stencils from the stamp special that's happening right now. And if you're watching each day, Close to My Heart is going live, and they are showing how they are making use of the stencils and the patterns. And I gotta be honest, I don't love all of their designs. I'm a little more playful. Let me give you a sneak. So this is one that we'll be making on Friday. I just love it. I think it pops. It's really fun. It's really great. And it uses the stencil background. That's what I have in mind when if I use a stencil, I want it to really, I don't know, make a difference. I love it. Okay. That's it. That's it for today. Short and sweet. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the fall weather the next couple days. It's supposed to be cold. It is my kind of weather. And my dad and I are going to put out all of our Halloween stuff after the rain is done. All right. Bye-bye.